2014 MAAC Basketball Championship presented by Pepsi Max as we welcome you back to the Mass Mutual Center here in Springfield, Massachusetts for our second semifinal of the day, featuring the 6-seeded Bronx of Rider University as they go up against the 2-seeded Red Foxes of Marist College. A look at our latest MAAC women's bracket as Marist whipped up on Siena a couple days ago in the quarterfinals. Rider had to do it the hard way with wins against St. Peter's and Fairfield. The winner of this game will go against the winner of the previous game, Quinnipiac, knocking off Iona. They'll face off in the MAAC championship game on Monday. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dean Darling, along with Julianne Viani. Mitch Monteguro will work the sideline a little bit later on for us. And Julianne, 11th straight appearances for the Red Foxes in the MAAC semifinals. First ever for Rider. How do you see both teams reacting?
Well, Marist is so seasoned. They've been here year after year, so they won't have the nerves Rider might have today. But on the other hand, Rider has 0 to lose and no pressure, so they can let loose and just play some ball today.
And Rider gets the upset of the year as they knock off the 3rd-seeded Fairfield Stags on Friday night.
And Rider was down 12 in the second half and came all the way back, led by a freshman, Stephanie Mason, who had 14 points on 4 threes. So that's a big upset, a 3 and a 6 seed.
All right, let's take a look now at our one-on-one.
Tough. She's played well all season long, and Mackenzie as well. 2 first-team All-Mackers. And Emma O'Connor, so versatile. She plays with such consistency and done big things against big teams like Oklahoma. Led the MAAC in field goal percentage at 50%. And Mackenzie has been playing with such a sense of urgency this year. Her numbers have been phenomenal. And one-on-one, not too many players can match up to her.
They met twice in the regular season. Marist won both of those starts, and Rider again, the 6th seed, trying to upset the perennial champ of the MAAC, the Red Foxes of Marist College, who have won 8 consecutive MAAC postseason titles. Time to join Rich Leaf in our starting lineups.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Mass Mutual Center and the 2014 MAAC Basketball Championship. Today's semifinal game features the number 2-seeded Marist Red Foxes versus the number 6-seed Rider Bronx. Ladies and gentlemen, time now to meet the starting lineups for today's game. For Rider, a 5'8" junior guard from Slovenia, Lithuania. Number 2, Cornelia Valaskite. For Marist, a 6-foot sophomore guard from Hopkins, Minnesota. Number 5, Sydney Coffey. For Rider, a 5'7" sophomore guard from Marseille, France. Number 11, Manon Calais. For Marist, a 5'10" senior guard from Syracuse, New York. Number 11, Leanne Ockenden. For Rider, a 5'10" redshirt junior guard from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Number 23, Lachey Banks. And for Marist, a 6-foot senior forward from Lynbrook, New York. Number 13, Emma O'Connor. For Rider, a 6-foot senior forward from Springfield, Pennsylvania. Number 24, Mynisha McKenzie. And for Marist, a 5'10" junior guard from Milford, Connecticut. Number 14, Casey Doolin. For Rider, a 6'1" freshman center from Memorial, New Jersey. Number 45, Julia Duggan. And for Marist, a 6-foot sophomore guard from Exeter, New Hampshire. Number 25, Madeline Blaze.
And we take a look at our coaching matchup brought to you by Anaconda Sports, home of the Rock, Lynn Milligan. Year number 7, a 1992 graduate of Rider. Also played basketball and softball there. And a win today for Lynn. It will be the most wins during her tenure at the school in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. And for Marist, Brian George's 12th year, 302 career wins, 8 straight 25-win seasons, 8 straight MAAC postseason titles, and 11 straight MAAC regular season titles. The resume just goes on and on. A look at this season. Rider and Marist. The game played in Poughkeepsie was a good game. A 10-point difference as Marist won. And then Marist went down late in the season to Lawrenceville and just beat up the Bronx.
And I think a key today for the Bronx is they need 3 players to score in double figures. And The game they did that against that we did, Dean, was the Iona victory. They did have 3 players in double figures, but when Ryder plays best, that's when they do well.
The decade of dominance, so rightly said, with the Red Foxes having won the 11 MAAC regular season titles, winning MAAC championships 9 out of the last 10 years, 24 straight MAAC wins in the MAAC postseason tournament as they come off the win against Siena. Meanwhile, Ryder, kind of the surprise in the tournament, beating Fairfield, the 3 seed on Friday night. We're underway. The officials, Ken Kelly, Albert Titus, Shannon Feck.
Ryder's got a lot of youth on this team, so you can imagine there's some nerves.
Minopole has started at point guard all season. There's the star of the team, Mynisha McKenzie, averaging a double-double in the tournament. And O'Connor for the rebound.
And one thing Marist is good at, and Coach Georges is good at, is limiting the big guns. So it should be interesting to see how McKenzie plays.
Right to the rack goes Akadin. I love the runner off that curl with that natural left hand.
Well, she reads it well, and that's what's key, is lots of reads for Coach Georges' offense and that motion.
And her forte is playing on the defensive end, the defensive player of the year for the 2nd straight year for the Foxes. Here's Belay. Doesn't take a lot of those. And it's picked up again by Doolin. Doolin just needs 4 points today to hit the 1,000 career point mark. She was held scoreless the other night against Siena. Wisely brings it back out. Here's Coffey. And Coffey, who made the MAAC All-Rookie team a year ago, having a good sophomore year.
But that's just a little thing Doolin does well. See how patient she was to not go back up with that? She saw players collapse on her, kicked it out to Coffey. Coffey nailed it. They find that extra person.
Lachey Banks gets the start today because of an injury to Mikhail Johnson, and the giveaway, Akadin for the soft toss. Coffey went down heavily. Here's Banks, the transfer in from Cincinnati, had to sit out a year of residence. Coming off the bench, again, the majority of the season, but that's a tough injury for Lynn Milligan's squad to lose Mikhail Johnson, their 2nd leading scorer.
She's been a key for them this year and done very well, so they're going to need somebody else to step up today.
Well, maybe that lady right there, Minopole, who only averages 5 a game, gets her first 2. From Marseille, France.
Doesn't speak any English, and that's what's amazing to me, that she can play that point guard position, be able to communicate.
I've actually heard her speak English to the officials when she's upset.
Maybe she's got a couple in there, a couple words now.
Come on, ref. Foul in the perimeter.
Hopefully they're good words.
Yes. Mynisha McKenzie, they got to keep her obviously on the floor for 40 minutes if they're going to really compete against Marist today, and she gets the early foul. There you see Mynisha McKenzie with all these career double-doubles.
Unbelievable. And she's averaging a ton in the tourney. 26.5 a game, 13.5 rebounds per game in the MAAC tournament right now. So she's a huge threat to anybody covering her.
O'Connor for Blaze. Blaze using the window. That's really where she's improved her game. She was a standstill 3-point shooter when they brought her in. This year she's moved inside. She's
worked on that, and that's what's key for her future too on this team, because teams will cover that perimeter shot, but it'll open up her penetration game. She's got a lot of height, so that's a good thing to add.
Balaskite and Pinot set the backcourt. Here's Duggan, who made the MAAC All-Rookie team, and the freshman Drea drains the jumper.
She's real skilled. I like her, and she's adapted to being thrown into the starting lineup really well this year.
Good freshman year, 4 points, 4 rebounds a game. Career high 13 against Niagara.
A lot of youth in the post area, and that's been a revolving door along with the point guard position for Ryder.
Banks matching up on Akadin. Akadin out of the Syracuse, New York area, draws the foul from Banks.
Thank you.
The MAAC had several good-looking freshmen this year in the conference, as you see there at the MAAC All-Rookie team. Who really stood out to you?
Well, Victoria Rampado was a phenomenal rookie this year. Obviously, Duggan as well. Those two, I think, stand out the most to me. 2 real versatile players.
Rampado named the actual MAAC Rookie of the Year. Brian Georges, I mean, what more can you say about him? 8 straight 25-win seasons, 8 consecutive MAAC postseason titles. He's won the championship 9 out of the 10 years. It's unbelievable.
That's right. He's ready in situations and in games like this, and he's usually pretty loose. at this point, kind of let the team loose and let them play.
Well, you played for the man for 4 years. What was he like when you got to this semifinal?
You know, a lot of people would think he'd be really nervous, but he was always pretty steady and calm. We talked to him pre-game. I mean, he's always pretty relaxed, and you know, in game he gets intense, but never did he ever get too flustered.
Did he light you up a few times on the court?
Oh, sure. Of course. Everybody's got passion.
Yes. For Coffey, a good find last year as a freshman. She's really one of the cornerstones of the program next year because they lose 3 key seniors in Ockett, Doolin, and O'Connor.
She's been an X factor this year, and next year will certainly mold into a prime player.
McKenzie off the bounce. And the and one. Well, that's got to feel good for the freshman Duggan. She's already hit the jumper, gets an and one opportunity. Early lead for the Foxes, but Ryder hanging tough.
Well, look what the wind doing. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man. Oh, baby.
It's knowing that you will always compete against the best while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow, all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action.
All the way to the finish.
At Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
Well, look what the wind doing. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man. Oh, baby.
The 2014 MAAC Basketball Championship is brought to you by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. And by Anaconda Sports. Home of The Rock is proud to sponsor the MAAC.
Outside the Naismith Hall of Fame. And we're housed here in Springfield, Massachusetts, inside the Mass Mutual Center. A horde of fans have come from the Marist College region, which is in Poughkeepsie, New York. And it's about a 2-hour drive. They book a bunch of buses and get people up here, and they really have traveled well. And they bring the band, the dance ladies, as well as the cheerleaders. You know you're going against Marist because all you see is a sea of rain.
Yeah, there's a lot of them here today. They certainly are great at getting fans to their games, and when you play the McCann Arena, it's a lot of fun. I loved that for 4 years.
There's Ockett, who just drew that foul earlier on Duggan. It's Doolin, and she does that very well, but she's in a shooting slump here in the tournament.
A couple of chippies. I'm sure she wants to get back, but she's got to continue to take it and be aggressive because those will fall.
Valaskite doesn't shoot a lot from Lithuania. Played on the Lithuanian national team. Open for the 3, and Emma O'Connor will secure another board.
I do like, though, the way that Ryder has steadied their game this year. I think they play pretty steady.
Had a good year last year, 15 and 15, the most wins at the time under Lynn Milligan. They've got 15 coming into this game on the strength of a couple wins. Lynn Milligan, very passionate about the game. You know, she had to build it stone by stone, and now she's seeing the fruition of her work.
She's definitely done a great job with Ryder. Recruited well. She gets into the game and has a lot of passion. I really respect her a lot. She's had them playing together this year, and as the season's progressed, we've seen them really improve.
McKenzie challenging on Coffey, who's a very good defender. Shot clock rolls, though, under 10. So left fist in the air for Mynisha McKenzie, averaging a double-double in this tournament. Tried the dump down. Offensive foul number 2 on McKenzie.
That's a big problem. You don't want to, McKenzie doesn't want to do this so early, but Marist, a nice job. Look at how Doolin just came over. She got to the spot ahead of time, and you've got to expect that out of a Marist defense. Pull it out and pass out. She's better on the floor than on the bench.
So the star player for Ryder with 2 personal fouls. Only 5 minutes and 43 seconds into the ball game. And Milligan elects to keep her on the floor. She's going to really rely on the savvy senior.
Real risky.
Quick ball movement. Coffey got buried on a 3-point attempt by Lightbourne.
You don't want to do that if you're Lightbourne. You got to make Sydney Coffey make that shot. Just wave at her.
So 4 already on Ryder. Lightbourne, her first, a graduate student who's come back from consecutive knee injuries. She actually missed 2 years of time back her sophomore year. And that was 3 years ago. She was the team MVP.
3 ACLs. It's not an easy thing to overcome.
Coffey, the best free throw shooter on the team at 82.4. And she is shooting a trio of charity tosses. Lightbourne on the clear. Ryder 13 and 16 in the regular season. In MAAC play, they went 9 and 11. Ended up in a 5th place tie with Canisius. Because of the tiebreaker, they moved down to the 6th seed. 3rd game in 4 days for the Ryder Broncs. They're excited to play here in the semifinals.
I like the matchup with Coffey, though, on McKenzie. She's got the same type of ability, versatile.
3 on the shot clock. And O'Connor with another rebound. They have brought Stephanie Mason off the bench. It's Coffey to the rim.
There's a few shots that Marist has missed that are real chippies that you don't see them miss normally.
They missed at least 3 layups. This play entry to Duggan, and Duggan's been their offense.
She's been big and really drawing people and finding Duggan, and that's going to be key because McKenzie's being swarmed pretty well.
So Duggan with 6 of Ryder's 8 points. Blaze misfires. Blaze, the #2 field goal percent leader in the league, and she was behind Emma O'Connor, who led the league at 56%.
A tremendous shooter. That was a tough shot she just took, but normally very high percentage, and you want the ball in her hands. When she's open, she's deadly.
But Georges goes to the bench. He brings in Gomez Martinez at a guard. She'll wear number 3. And also Tori Giroux, who we just saw had a wonderful game against Iona in the regular season finale.
When Gomez Martinez comes in the game, though, you can let her shoot. She doesn't really shoot from the perimeter at all, and teams don't even cover her.
There's the poke steal by Giroux. Lead out for Akadin. They didn't miss that layup, or did they? Rolls off. Another opportunity.
Those can come back to haunt you.
Here's McKenzie. Back-to-back missed layups.
Lots of bunnies here being missed. And that's game jitters as well. And we saw it in the last game, Dean. A lot of early shots that were missed by Quinnipiac especially.
And they were fortunate to win that game. O'Connor on a step out. And what a year she's had, draining the 3 as she knocks down 43% of her opportunities.
She's so smooth. And if you're playing Marist, you can't leave them open for threes because they're such a deadly 3-point shooting team. They've reached 100 a couple of times this year. That's their strength.
Yeah, it is. Here's McKenzie. A little bit of a force that time. Marist is really locking them down on the defensive end. For Giroux running the floor. Heavily she goes into the Ryder cheerleaders. She'll shoot 2 when we come back from break. It's Marist 12 at Ryder 8.
If you want to be in medicine, start practicing. If you want to be in accounting, start crunching numbers. If you want to score points, get in the game. If you want to make a difference, serve others. Canisius students are many things. Eager to learn, capable of taking on an ever-changing world. The only thing they're not is content to sit still.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that when a tree falls in the forest and no one's around, it does make a sound?
Oh boy! I'm falling! Everybody look out! Oh! Little help here?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you, well, you know.
Anybody?
You must do the thing you think you cannot do.
The mind is everything. What you think, you become.
It is not best that we should all think alike.
He who learns but does not think is lost.
The main purpose of life is to live rightly, think rightly, act rightly.
Oh, the things you could think of if only you try.
Early going to this one, Marist the 2 seed, Ryder the 6 seed, Marist in a 4-point lead. And MAAC fans, make sure to head to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame to see the MAAC exhibit, the MAAC Experience display. All 11 MAAC institutions and highlights of their basketball performances over the years, including a new exhibit highlighting the great MAAC coaches in history. Julianne Vianney honored last night, even though Julianne wasn't here. But you know what? You look at Julianne, your sister accepted the award for you, and that's a great accomplishment for you.
Well, it was pretty amazing. I mean, it's such an honor. When I found out about it about 6 months ago, I was pretty shocked, but my sister did come. She sat in for me, and that forever I'm very grateful for. But no, it's been an amazing career, and I mean, I've been surrounded by great people, and obviously playing under Coach George has helped me tremendously, and Marist has been great to me. I mean, I really have to give credit to my teammates. So anyway. Good.
Well, we were talking off mic about playing in the MAAC championships, and I remember one year you came out and hit 2 threes early to get it going and scored over 1,400 career points.
Well, every game is different. Sometimes you come out and you just can't miss and you're feeling it. Other games it takes some time. Today it looks like it's taking everybody a little time to get into this one.
Yeah, last media timeout, Ryder had made 4 of 11 shots, Marist 3 of 11. Very impressed so far with Duggan. She's getting under the glass. She's drawing fouls. She had a nice step-out jumper before.
She shows so much promise for Lynn Milligan and their future 6'1" center. She's only a freshman. She can step out, hit that 17-footer, and she's good. She bangs around in the post.
There's actually 2 Duggans playing college basketball this year. Her older sister plays at Gettysburg.
She'll be that double-double kid.
Yeah. Oh, another long lick. O'Connor with 2 threes.
Got to rotate, and Ryder just leaving her open. This is why Emma O'Connor is so tough, though. She's got post players that cover her, and when she brings them out behind the arc, they don't want to come out there. And she'll take that shot and make it.
Fox is 3 of 5 on threes. Here's Mason, who brought him back from a deficit the other night. Now Lightbourne. And Ryder's settling right now.
Real deep shot. That's not a good shot. You've got to work the ball and get a better shot than that.
And a lot of credit goes to the defense. Here's Akadin, who had a perfect line the other day. And she scored 14 points and made all 5 of her field goal attempts. But no, Gilcrease came in during the timeout along with Duggan, Mason, Lightbourne. And Gilcrease with the inside game.
Nice turnaround and a good job by Gilcrease steadying her body. She could have gotten flustered there with 2 people on her.
So Milligan decides to get the star out with the 2 fouls. Mynisha McKenzie. See how long she can go without her. Wouldn't go there for Blaze. Mason. Well, Mason, instant offense, usually off the bench for them, especially in this tournament.
And what a runner that was. Not an easy shot, but she's turning it on late in the game as well, and peaking now is key.
Giroux has had a notion to hit the outside shot, but Lightbourne is called for the hold down low.
The hype of the game just doesn't faze Stephanie Mason. She's so steady. Look at how she goes up for this shot. She got up the floor well, and she's coming on strong at the end of the season here. 14 points in that quarterfinal game and 4 threes. That is a key for Ryder. They need that next player to come in and give those points.
Set play, O'Connor. O'Connor with stellar numbers here in the first half. Now up to 8 points. Earlier today, Quinnipiac upsetting the 1 seed Iona. They await the winner of this for the Monday championship. Gilcrease wide, another rebound, O'Connor. O'Connor's had a stellar senior year, averaging 13.8 to lead the team and 6.8 boards to lead the team in regular season play. Maris's patience has always been a strong asset of theirs. They'll take the shot clock under 10.
They control the tempo.
Doolan shoulders their way into the basket.
That's something Marist likes to do a lot when the shot clock is winding down. They give it to the point guard, in this case Doolan, and she goes off that on-the-ball screen and draws the contact. When you get to under 10 seconds, that's the best you can do a lot of the times.
And Doolan continues to remain scoreless so far in the tournament. 0 of 5 from the field the other day in the blowout win against Siena. They're going to bring in Mynisha McKenzie back with the 2 fouls. Gilcrease gave him good time off the bench. Doolan, 78% accuracy in the regular season. 997 career points for her.
Obviously, Marist can take advantage of McKenzie's 2 fouls and get it in to Jaros. Jaros has to get some touches.
Here's Mason. Quick release out of Jackson High School in Jersey. A quick 5 for Stephanie Mason.
She can flat out shoot it. It's great to see her confidence so high.
And not afraid to shoot as a freshman. They'll dwindle the shot clock on this opportunity. It's a step back from Akadin. Jaros missed on the putback.
That's good, solid D by Ryder. Really forcing the shot clock down, and Marist having to take some bad shots.
Ryder's never been in this position, getting to the MAAC semifinals. Lachey Banks, a first-year player.
A good job using that on-the-ball screen. She turned the corner and put on the Jets.
Very athletic. Banks from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right near Ryder, where they're housed out of Lawrenceville, New Jersey.
Well, look what the wind blew. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man. Oh, baby.
Deep within you is a relentless drive. You come prepared. You come willing to work. You come to win. Discover the Performance Protein Bar made just for you. Come ready. 24 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no sugar alcohols. One unbelievably awesome taste. Come ready. You don't quit, and neither should your bar. Come ready for the competitive.
Well, look what the wind blew. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man. Oh, baby.
And welcome back to the MAAC Basketball Championships, presented by Pepsi Max. Semifinal number 2 today, and Marist 19, Ryder 18 with 7:39 left here in the first half. There's the Marist Red Fox. Looks like he's working on his swimming stroke a little bit there on the floor. Lynn Milligan bringing her team in, fresh off a couple wins. They beat St. Peter's on Thursday by 9. And then a Nice win against Fairfield by 7. So this is the third game in 4 days for them. Again, Marist got the opening round bye. The top 5 teams get a bye. It's only their second game. And they got yesterday off the way the new setup is in the back. They brought O'Connor back off the bench during that timeout as Brian Georges wanted a timeout.
Ryder switching here into a zone-like defense.
And O'Connor has come to play. Her line right now, 4 of 4 from the field. Couple three-pointers, 6 rebounds, and 10 points.
She's been unbelievable so far. So assertive and playing like the senior she is. It's a late help defense. No recognition or rotation by Marist. A good job getting it into Banks and recognizing that.
And 2 fouls now on Leanne Ockenden. She'll go to the bench in favor of Maddie Blaze.
Ockenden and McKenzie both with 2 fouls right now on the bench, and that changes things a little bit, just the look and the feel, because Ockenden does a whole lot more than necessarily meets the eye.
Yeah. The way she runs her cuts on offense, the way she defends the top scorers from every opponent they play.
And there's a comfort level with her in the game, with her teammates.
She'll be a coach someday, I really think that.
No doubt.
O'Connor looking for Martinez, stripped by Minot.
And Gomez Martinez just doesn't add that outside threat.
Great opportunity there for the Bronx, goes awry. O'Connor picking it up. Good defense played by Lachey Banks.
Ryder's got some athletes on their team. They just pop their arm out and they get a piece of it. Got to use the pass fakes against them.
Minot Pillay led him in assists in the regular season with 91.
But look at how far Doolin plays off Pillay. Pillay doesn't take that shot either. She needs to improve that in her, or add that in her game.
Batted at by Coffey, picked up by the Foxes. Gomez Martinez in the open court. We saw her play very well against Iona in the win last Sunday down in New Rochelle. Shift to the feet, lays on the turnover. Foxes trying to get some separation here in the first half, only lead by a deuce.
And that's the thing, if you're Ryder, you have to keep it close with Marist, because when Marist goes on their runs, it's so hard to catch up. You don't want to come from behind against Marist, because they'll just put the clamps down on you, and there's no turning back, really. So Ryder doing a good job hanging here.
Valaskite is back in the lineup, started today. Junior from Lithuania. Entry attempt there. They want to get it to Mynisa McKenzie. Booted out of bounds. Dory DeRose missed the first third of this season, coming back from an injured Achilles tendon. She was doing some off-season workouts. Nice rejection by O'Connor.
She's having such a game right now.
The senior class of Marist, 71-3 in the last 74 MAAC regular season games. Doolin stripped of the ball.
Doolin losing her handle a little bit.
Rattled in there by Minot Pillay.
A nice job by Pillay. Getting in the passing lanes. It's important not to try to dribble too much against Ryder. They've been a solid defensive team this year. At points, them and Marist have been leading the conference in that position.
Giving up 64.5 points a game. O'Connor to work one-on-one. They want to get that third foul on Mynisa McKenzie here. Under 5 left in the first half.
Instead of doing that, O'Connor should go at McKenzie.
Back cut by Duggan. What a gorgeous pass by Valaskite.
You got to finish that. What a pass.
Feels like Marist has missed a lot of layup opportunities. Ryder has complimented them as well with missed opportunities. Here's DeRose, awkward shot.
And she makes a lot of those though. She just flips it up. She's got good body control. You gotta be there if you're the rotating guard. digging in by Ryder and getting a hand in that. She had nobody helping on the opposite side.
Career high game against Iona last Sunday, 21 points and 14 rebounds. Good entry by Manopole. She thought Duggan was going to anticipate the pass. Immediate timeout, 3:57 left here. Opening half, it's a 2-point Marist lead. Second semifinal of the day. The Red Foxes of Marist being dogged by Ryder, the 6th seed. Only a 2-point lead. Again, with 3:57 left. Here's a look at the way we started out today. This is updated. Quinnipiac with the upset in the 4-1 game, knocking off Iona 79-68. Iona had come into that game with 26 wins and only 4 losses. And Quinnipiac advancing to the Monday championship call that Julianne will have on ESPNU with Doug Sherman. And the top 5 reasons why Iona deserves an NCAA at-large bid. I will hand it over to Julianne.
Well, Adams, 26 double-doubles, second in the NCAA. That's the first one. And Martinez, 24.5 points per game. That's 8th in the NCAA. And 7-2 in non-conference play. Not a bad record. RPI ranked 62. It's pretty good. 26 wins. Pretty good argument, Dean. What do you think?
Hey, those guys in the truck have been working hard. Andy Brill, Howard Miller and company. And felt like David Letterman right
Should we
there.
send that to Charlie Cream?
Yeah.
Hey, you going to get them in or what? Well, he doesn't decide, but he predicts.
He does. He's an influencer.
Yes. He did have them going in, though.
Yes.
He had them as a 12 seed going in before this loss.
Duggan rejected by a couple tall trees in O'Connor and DeRose. Riders had to work for each and every opportunity. Hard pass to handle. So Brian Georges going pretty early to the bench to bring in Gomez Martinez. Needs some leadership at the point. Along with Doolin out there and O'Connor. And O'Connor jumping into the lane.
She's been a solid rock for this team. She's playing like such a senior, and you can always count on her. She's so consistent and smooth. And
she has 12 points in this one. 853 career points as we started here today in Springfield. Doolin on a personal. And just 4 on the Foxes with 2:40 left here in the opening half. First one on Doolin.
this has been a tough half for Ryder with Mackenzie on the bench, and they're out of sorts a bit without her in the ball game.
So the Foxes with a lead of 3. Routed out there by Ryder. Dug in with a putback opportunity.
She is playing so well. those second and third chance opportunities is hurting Marist a bit. She's really slamming them on the boards.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have the MAAC Women's Award winners. First half highlights and stats. Find out all conference players as well as the player of the year. Rimmed out for Blaze. Gilcrease for the clear. Gilcrease has great length at 6'3" out of Pittsburgh.
And we've seen Marist make all those shots that they've been missing this afternoon. Of course, you can't always shoot 60%. We've seen them throughout the season at times shoot that well.
Yeah, the win against Siena a couple days ago, 56.3% from the field. Also knocked down 11 of 24 on threes. Diagonal look for Doolin. And Doolin just hit the 1,000 career point mark with that three.
At any given time, Marist can hit those perimeter shots, and Doolin is more than capable of doing it.
They've got a big banner across from us with 1,000 points up on the banner, and it says, "We love Casey." There it is.
Congratulations to Casey Doolin. It's a great feat.
That's her mom on the left side of the screen holding it up. How proud is she?
This is a nice kick out by O'Connor, finding her senior, and Casey Doolin scoring her 1,000th career point.
Doolin picking up that foul. 1:29 now left in the half. They brought Mason back in after a brief timeout. They'll take Doolin out with a couple fouls. So Mason, who's had a very good tournament so far, gets him within 2.
And if you're Ryder, you're happy with how you're playing at the moment, because I said it before, Mackenzie's been out of the game. She hasn't done anything so far. And they're still within 3 points here. Or 2 points, excuse me. Got to do my math right.
That's okay. O'Connor was being pushed on the baseline. Now, also an interesting story, Natalie Gomez-Martinez gets the early call up from the bench because Brittany Lai normally comes off at a point guard position. Her grandfather passed away a couple days ago, and she missed the first game of the tournament. Wasn't really ready, obviously, to play, and our condolences to the Lai family. So, not sure if we'll see her today, but that's the reason that Gomez-Martinez is getting some time.
Yeah, definitely our condolences to Brittany Lai and her family. And Gomez-Martinez comes in and gives some nice minutes in there.
And she's a veteran. She's been here to the tournament, obviously, in her junior year.
She doesn't try to do too much. When she was a freshman, she did, and that hurt her game a bit.
O'Connor's telling everybody, listen, I made the first one, I get another one. Her teammates, as well as Ryder, was running down court.
I think they thought she was going to miss it, maybe?
They rattled around a little bit, but I think they forgot the and one. The 1 and 1. One minute left in the half. It's Banks stepping in off an assist by Manel Boulay.
Well, a double team.
And Milligan calls for a timeout.
There's a double team going on with Mackenzie, and that's opening up some other players. Mackenzie passes it out of it pretty well. She doesn't get too flustered. She's so used to it at this point in the year.
I'm impressed with Manel Boulay, her eyes and the way she finds people.
I do like the guards for Ryder. They've got some players that can see the floor. Balaskide, too.
Fans use the hashtag MAAC14 when tweeting about the 2004 MAAC Basketball Championships to join the conversation. Did I just see you tweeting before?
Oh, yeah. I'm always tweeting. You gotta tweet. It's the thing to do now. You know that, Dean, right? It's cool.
I've just begun my tweeting career.
It's cool. I bet your son, Jack, could teach you a thing or two about Twitter.
Oh, yeah. He's taught me a lot. Under a minute left here and a half. 1 point Marist lead. O'Connor's been the leading scorer.
That's important. Ryder takes the last shot here.
If Ryder could get a bucket here, go to the locker room, that would do a lot for their confidence level. There's very good on help defense. 5 seconds, the lean in. Banks blocked from behind by Fogarty at the last second. Well, they had ample opportunities, but just wouldn't go for Ryder. But they hang tough with the second-seeded Red Foxes at the break. It's Marist 29 and Ryder 28. Ryder hanging around with the 2-seed Marist. They come in the 6th seed, 29-28 here at halftime. And Mitch Monteguro just caught up with Marist's leading scorer, Emma O'Connor.
Emma, in a half where it was tough scoring points, you really stepped up. What were you getting? What were the looks you were getting in the half court?
I don't know. I was hitting a couple of threes, and then once I hit the first three, it opened up penetrating a little bit, and then in the zone I got a jumper. But we just got to move a lot more on offense.
I heard Coach George saying one of the timeouts, drive the ball a little more. You seem to be settling for a lot of threes. Is that going to be a point of emphasis in the second half?
I think definitely. We've been relying too much on the three-point line. Sometimes we make them, sometimes we not. So we don't. So we definitely just have to work on penetrating, and then that'll open up our three-point game.
Good luck in the second half, Emma.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch. Again, at the break, it's Marist 29, Ryder 28 coming up next. Earlier in the week, the MAAC announced some key awards. We'll be back with a feature on that right after this.
So look what the wind blew. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man, match. Oh, baby.
It's knowing that you will always compete against the best while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history, where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow. all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Deep within you is a relentless drive. You come prepared. You come willing to work. You come to win. Discover the Performance Protein Bar made just for you. Come ready. 24 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no sugar alcohols. One unbelievably awesome taste. Come ready. You don't quit, and neither should your bar. Come ready for the competitive.
I'm excited for college, but financially, it's going to be a little hard. I have to apply for scholarships, definitely. Money's kind of a big topic for us for college.
Job placement is really important, especially in today's economy, because I want to work as soon as I can to work off the debt and do, what I want to start doing for a living. I want to have the nice progression from, school to college to my life.
Well, look what the wind blew. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man, match. Oh, baby.
The MAAC Women's 6th Player of the Year. From Iona College, Aaliyah Robinson. A 5'9" sophomore guard from Branford, Connecticut. Robinson shot a 40.6 three-point field goal percentage this season, good for 7th in the MAAC. She is averaging 8.6 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 1.1 assists while playing in 21 minutes of action per game off the bench this season. The MAAC Women's 6th Player of the Year. Aaliyah Robinson, Iona. The Rock Women's Coach of the Year. From Iona, Billy Godsey. In her first season at the helm of the Iona College Gales, Godsey has led the team to its first ever MAAC regular season title and #1 overall seed in the MAAC championship. She has guided the Gales to an 18-2 record in the MAAC and a 25-4 overall record. The Rock Women's Coach of the Year. Billy Godsey, Iona. The MAAC Women's Defensive Player of the Year. From Marist College, Leanne Ockenden. The senior guard was voted as the MAAC Defensive Player of the Year for the 2nd year in a row. She is averaging 1.7 steals per game, which ranks 4th in the league. She also averages 3.8 defensive rebounds an outing. Ockenden contributes 11.8 points and 2.4 assists per game. The MAAC Women's Defensive Player of the Year. Leanne Ockenden, Marist. The MAAC Pepsi Women's Player of the Year candidates. Katie Szynski, Fairfield University. Szynski, a 6'2" senior forward from Southbury, Connecticut, had an excellent season and career for the Stags. She ranks 4th in the MAAC in scoring, averaging 16.5 points per game, and 5th in rebounding with 8.4 per game. She was a MAAC Player of the Week and registered 11 double-doubles, good for 4th in the league. From Fairfield, Katie Szynski. Joy Adams, Iona College. The sophomore forward from Orlando, Florida, finished tied for first nationally with 24 double-doubles. She's the nation's 3rd leading rebounder with 14.1 a game and the MAAC's 3rd leading scorer, netting 16.6 points an outing. Last season's MAAC Rookie of the Year, Adams earned Player of the Week honors 3 times and helped the Gales to their first regular season crown and top seed in the championship. From Iona, Joy Adams. D'Amica Martinez, Iona College. The junior guard from Meriden, Connecticut, is the reigning MAAC Player of the Year and led the Gales to the top seed in the MAAC tournament. She's the league's scoring champ, averaging 24.5 points a game, which ranks her 6th nationally. She also leads the MAAC and ranks 3rd in the nation in 3-point field goals made per game with 3.4 an outing. She was the MAAC Player of the Week, a league best 5 times this season. From Iona, D'Amica Martinez. Emma O'Connor, Marist College. The 6' senior forward from Lynbrook, New York, helped guide Marist to its 11th consecutive regular season MAAC title. She led the MAAC in field goal percentage, shooting 56%. She also ranked 6th in the league in both scoring with 13.8 points per game and in rebounding with 6.8 an outing. O'Connor was a 2-time MAAC Player of the Week this season. From Marist, Emma O'Connor. Mynisha McKenzie, Rider University. McKenzie, a senior forward from Springfield, Pennsylvania, is a 2-time All-MAAC first-team selection. She's the league's second leading scorer with 19.5 points per game and second in rebounding with 11.1 an outing. The 2-time MAAC Player of the Week recorded 17 double-doubles and led the league in minutes played, averaging 36.6 per contest. From Rider, Mynisha McKenzie. The 2014 MAAC Pepsi Women's Player of the Year. D'Amica Martinez, Iona.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action
All the way to the finish.
at Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
Fulfill your educational goals on a 22-acre private residential campus just minutes away from the world's economic, cultural, communications, and entertainment center, New York City. For more than 160 years, Manhattan College has promised a Lasallian Catholic education featuring 5 schools of study that challenge students to excel academically while providing career opportunities second to none. Find out what Manhattan College can promise your future.
NCAA March Madness is coming to Buffalo. Experience it live.
Brings it home.
As 8 of the top collegiate teams compete for a shot at the NCAA Sweet 16. Don't miss the buzzer beaters. As Cinderellas crash the party at the 2014 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. March 20th and 22nd at the First Niagara Center in Buffalo. Affordable tickets now available. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets.
We are St. Peter's University, a place where students who are eager to learn are taught by people who care, on a campus designed for both to thrive. We're proud to offer incredible learning opportunities and life-changing experiences, and that means our students are prepared to succeed in their fields, in their communities, and all over the world. Get to know St. Peter's University, the Jesuit University of New Jersey.
At halftime, those fans obviously pretty happy with their team's effort down to Marist, the perennial MAAC champion, at 29-28. Welcome back to halftime, along with Julie Ambiani. I'm Dean Darling, and Mitch Montegro, also working with us on the sideline, will be joining us in the second half. If you're a Rider and you talked to Lynn Milligan a couple hours ago and you say, well, Mynisha McKenzie's only going to play 12 minutes, she's going to have 3 boards, and she's going to have no points at halftime with 2 personal fouls, are they in the game?
No, I don't think she would have said that. So I think that they're exactly where they want to be right now, to be honest with you, because she played 8 minutes. McKenzie played 8 minutes, and she was 0 for 3, and they're still in this ball game. If you're Marist, you're not real happy with how they've played, just because I think they've missed a lot of chippies, and they've settled for some perimeter shots. They've got to take it off the bounce on them, but Rider's probably happy at this point.
Well, let's take a look at some of those highlights. They got a really good spirited effort from their point guard, Mano Pillay.
Yeah, they did, and Pillay was really creating opportunities, penetrating to the basket, and being real aggressive defensively and pushing it up the court in transition and getting them going with that confident spark. And she made some nice passes as well. Other players have stepped up. Stephanie Mason, Julia Duggan, both of them have done a good job in the first half, answering with some threes. And Marist on the other side has done a good job. Emma O'Connor, though, has been the one that has been the lone consistent player who has been really looking for her shot, popping out, going to the basket, creating opportunities for herself. There hasn't been anybody else really on Marist that has done too much.
And a look here at the numbers. Field goals, Rider 11 of 29. 2 more field goals made than Marist. Marist knocking out 3 more threes. The free throws somewhat even. Points in the paint. Ryder dominates in that instance. And the turnovers 6 apiece. So again, Marist did not trail in the first half, but again, with the star player on the bench and Manisha McKenzie not scoring, Ryder hanging tough. And welcome back to the 2014 MAAC Basketball Championship presented by Pepsi Max. We're at the Mass Mutual Center here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Score at halftime, Marist 29 and Ryder 28. Julia Duggan, a freshman for Ryder, had a fabulous first half, 9 points, 7 boards, and she caught up with Mitch Monteguro.
Julia, they're really keen in on Manisha, obviously, doubling her, and you're getting a lot of open looks. Is that so just going to the open area to get those baskets?
Yeah, that's what you got to do. When Nish puts a shot up, you got to be ready to get the rebound on the other side if she's not going to make it. If they're doubling down, you have to get into the right spot.
Yeah, and on the defensive end, you've done a nice job against Marist. You're taking away the paint, they're settling for threes. Is that something that you wanted to do going into the game?
Yeah, we know that they can penetrate, they can take threes, all of them can, and we definitely knew that we had to key in on that and take that away.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
And we get a one-on-one update. McKenzie with the donut in that first half because of 2 fouls and missed all 3 of her shots. Emma O'Connor, 13 points, 5 of 7 from the field, hit a couple triples.
Emma O'Connor certainly has answered the call in this game. She came out on fire, and McKenzie, you said it, foul trouble. This second half is going to be pivotal, and especially the first few minutes, Dean, it's critical. I think that Ryder has to really stick with this, and like I said earlier, if Marist gets away with it, it's tough to come back. But this is a close game. The first few minutes always critical.
2 freshmen lead the way for Ryder. They score 16 of the 28, namely Duggan with a 9 and 7 by Mason coming off the bench.
McKenzie's rested. She played, like I said, only 8 minutes, so she has not been in there battling too much, so lots expected of her this half.
Brian Georges will look to Emma O'Connor to continue to lead the charge. Great senior years he's had out of Lynbrook, New York.
Ryder has 16 points in the paint, and we mentioned that at the half to Marist 8. That's not something that, if you're Coach Georges, you necessarily like. You don't want to take so many perimeter shots, you're not getting any inside.
Well, here's Coffey with one of those perimeter shots.
Unless you're making them, huh?
What'd you just say? As Coffey will nail their 5th 3 in 12 attempts so far in the ball game.
Don't get me wrong, Marist can shoot the 3. It's a matter of if you're making them or not at any given day. The balance.
They made nearly 37% in the regular season. Go downtown there for Duggan. O'Connor on the foul. Again, you look at what Duggan did in that first half. 4 to 6 from the field. 3 free throw attempts, made 1. 3 offensive boards, total is 7. Had 1 assist in 19 minutes of action into 9 points.
Duggan has played very aggressive, and she's got to continue that, especially if Mackenzie is covered the way she's been covered today. And since Mackenzie draws all of that attention, it leaves her open sometimes, and she's finishing today.
And a foul on the rebound attempt called against Lachey Banks. Well, they found Duggan in the state of New Jersey, where the school is, Rider University in Marmora, New Jersey. That's a great high school basketball and AAU area. And Lynn Milligan staying in state and finding Duggan, as well as Stephanie Mason.
It's great. You draw some more fans as well.
Couple quick fouls on Banks here to start the second half. Update on our women's bracket. Iona upset in the first game by the 4 seed Quinnipiac, 79-68, advancing to the championship game. And the Bobcats are waiting around to see who they're going to play at 2 o'clock on Monday. Back cut by Doolin. Well, Doolin struggled early in the ball game, then she hit a 3, and now she's hit her last couple shots.
Nice back door and good recognition. Marist taking the momentum right off the start here. This could be dangerous for Rider.
Run out for Coffee and Company. Blaze interfered with there by Valaskite and Pillay. We'll see who they called on. Looks like Pillay.
And this is what you do when you're overplayed. This is the 2-man game. Emma O'Connor knows where Doolin's going. Doolin changes the speed and goes back door.
Madeline Blaze, Exeter, New Hampshire, her hometown. Player of the future for the Foxes. You know, and she had a lot put on her shoulders because, again, Doolin was hurt early in the preseason and missed the first 8 games, so they needed somebody really to step into a scoring role, and Maddie Blaze really came up big.
I think it not only helped Maddie Blaze, but it helped Emma O'Connor really come of her own this season and become very aggressive. I think that was really key, is that she had to make up for it. Both of them had to make up for the loss of Doolin.
There's has matched its largest lead of the game at 7. Here's Manisha McKenzie, and that's what she does so well. Spinning inside. 0-3 from the field. She'll go to the free throw line for the first time.
And this is what McKenzie does well. She posts up hard. There's no help on the other side. She turned the correct way by going left. There was nobody there helping.
You and I got a chance to see an unbelievable game played by McKenzie when they upset Iona back in early February. She had 37 points in that game. That was just a game of the ages for her because she also became the all-time leading rebounder in that game.
She was a beast. I mean, that was the game where we were looking at each other like, whoa, she's a player of the year type kid. But she's got that in her, that ability to really take over a game and create such matchup problems.
O'Connor with Coffee out there and Doolin. Awkward shot there by Coffee, clear by Duggan. Duggan had 7 first half boards. She went to the basket with conviction. Emma O'Connor will look right across the way at Brian Georges. I didn't commit the foul, she says.
Well, Rider pulled out their offense a bit that time, and it cleared the pathway for Duggan.
Yeah, and they actually called a foul on Doolin. O'Connor was pleading the case, but I'm not sure about that. They just showed the 3rd foul here on Doolin. They're going to take O'Connor out.
They got O'Connor a little frustrated at the moment.
Yeah.
Probably relieved it wasn't on her, but Doolin's 3rd foul. It's not good either.
So Duggan makes that. Her career high, by the way, is 13 points. Had 9 in the first half. Jerose, who came in for O'Connor.
And Jerose hasn't really done too much today.
His Blaze got set up for a good look at the basket on a 3.
Yeah, Banks fell over, Lightbourne fell over.
Shot 47%.
And Blaze is like, I'll take that.
Yeah, really.
You can fall over any time.
McKenzie very good with the crossover. Duggan, another rebound.
A couple of real rush shots by Ryder.
Coffey and Valaskite get entangled. Ryder gets the ball back on the arrow.
Ryder kind of looks like they're going back to how they began the game a little bit, with the rush shots, not taking their time and getting a good solid shot, moving the ball.
Blaze will take her time, lacing up that right sneaker. The Ryder now goes with McKenzie, as well as Malay Pinot, and Lightbourne, Duggan, and Mason. And a 3 by Mason. Boy, she came in and scored a quick 5 in that first half, and now hits her first shot here in the second half.
Stephanie Mason, she has come up strong today, not playing like a freshman. She's almost a sophomore when you think about it. That's the best thing about a freshman.
And there's the inside game from Coffey.
A nice answer to that 3 by Coffey.
She has 10 to back up O'Connor's team leading 13 at halftime.
The Ryder has to be careful not to trade baskets for baskets. Got to play defense as well.
Well, you mentioned earlier, it might be like a 6-point game, and all of a sudden it's a 16-point game when Marist gets on a roll.
That's what can happen, and you've got to really be cognizant of that.
Like the way Coffey established that time, make McKenzie draw her 3rd foul.
If you're McKenzie there, you let her go, and she's trailing her and riding her, and that's a foul. You got to get in front of her, beat the offensive player to the spot. But Coffey, a good job drawing it.
So Coffey, a very good free throw shooter. Oh, players are falling into the lane.
Oh boy. Not too often you see someone fall almost face first.
Now the officials have to confer. Blaze and Lightbourne both took a tumble. And they're saying that Coffey may have double pumped on the free throw attempt.
That isn't allowed. And he's calling it on the baseline, it looks like.
Yes.
He is confirming that.
The fake out at the free throw line.
Yep, let's look at it. Yeah, I think there's some arguments for that. She definitely looked like she was about to shoot it. I might have done the same thing.
That's interesting. Not sure if I've ever really seen that before.
I think she was gathering it in her hand, but it did look like a shot.
Then off the inbound, it's poked by Manisha McKenzie. So the Foxes get it farther away from the basket, but they do maintain possession. Ockenden, Doolin out there with Blaze, Coffey, and Jarosz. By the way, that foul was finally changed to O'Connor, who rightly had the foul, and taken off Doolin's board. So O'Connor now with 3 fouls and Doolin with 2. Coffey to the rim.
Easily off the bounce. Coffey just went real hard to the hole. You can't allow her to get all the way in. Some defensive assignments missed there by Ryder.
Is Duggan on a step out? What a game here for Julia Duggan.
She's had a monster performance. There's still so much time left. But McKenzie's shut down. And Duggan is answering. And this is a close game with your stud being basically shut down.
Duggan with 13 points. Dribbled out of bounds there. With 15-13 remaining here in the second half. Duggan on a step out.
look what the wind blew. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man. Oh, baby.
And I wanted to stay in the entertainment sector, so I looked at schools in New York, and Iona stood out. Iona offered a wonderful opportunity, Career Mentor Day. I met an alum who was the senior vice president at CBS. Within a week, I had an interview, and from there, I was able to get in my current position. Iona is definitely responsible for my place here and my future here.
Outstanding internships, supported by an active alumni base, are just one reason Iona graduates are helping to move the world.
At Quinnipiac University, we offer the warmth and spirit of a small town. You feel it the moment you step on our picturesque campus and a team of upperclassmen helps you move into your freshman dorm. You feel it in the dining areas as students and faculty share meals together. And you can cheer with your friends and Boomer the Bobcat at many of our exciting NCAA Division I sporting events. This is Quinnipiac University, where you're part of our community.
Well, look what the wind blew. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man. Oh, baby.
And welcome back to our coverage here on ESPN3. It's the MAAC Basketball Championships from the Mass Mutual Center here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Marist has opened up a little bit of room, 44-37. And the road to Massachusetts, well, here at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, might be a lot closer than you think. We're only 60 minutes from Hamden, Connecticut, 90 minutes from Albany, and 2 hours from New York City. There's still time to come and cheer on your team for the remaining games of the 2014 MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Tickets are available on Ticketmaster.com. Brian George is taking a gander there at the latest stat handed to him. And his team has shot well to start the second half. They made 5 of 6. Meanwhile, Ryder just 2 of 6. Coffey's had a very nice start to the second half. Here's Octagon on a misfire. 5 minutes going. Second half. Marist +7. Ryder lost their last 3 games of the year in a regular season. Entered kind of a tournament limping a little bit. And a couple wins against St. Peter's and then the upset against Fairfield. Got to break back into the fray.
And a nice penetration by Lightbourne. Lightbourne is certainly a nice spark on this team, and she's got to be assertive.
Veteran on the squad for Lynn Milligan, looking for her leadership. Coffey looks to work by Mason. Picked off a bounce there by Mason. Noni, known to her teammates, Belay, with a runner from Mason. They're guarding her on the perimeter, but she takes it to the rack.
She is my MVP today. And her and Duggan are just playing awesome. She is playing so assertive, and she's kept them in the ballgame.
The 2 freshmen have 25 of the 41.
That's huge, and for Lynn Milligan, that's a big future right there.
Yes. Pocket and grieving traffic. Coffey sets up for the 3. What a half she's having. What a game she's having. Now with 16.
I like how she's played in the second half in particular. She's played a lot more aggressive. She's looking for her shot.
MAAC All-Rookie team a year ago averaged 7 a game. This year as a sophomore, 10.6. Here's Mason trying to drive it. Well, they had 3 attempts at it. Never got it on the iron. Giroux's out there with Doolin, Blaze, Coffey, and Octagon. Octagon hasn't shot it well today. She was perfect the other day in a blowout win against Siena. 14 points.
Good defense by Pelé. She played that well.
Doolin gets the foul, and Brian Georges just lighting up the official, Shannon Feck. He's very upset about the call.
It looked like Pelé, though, got in front in the lane and jumped it, but Doolin with her 3rd foul. Earlier we thought Doolin had a third, but they switched it over to O'Connor.
Here's Mason, quick release. Sky down by O'Connor. At halftime, O'Connor had 8 boards. Kick for O'Connor.
And that's a problem. If you're double teaming, you've got to know how to rotate out of the double team, and it takes a real art and a lot of practice to be able to rotate properly out of the double.
Emma O'Connor, 3 of 5 on threes. The lead, the largest for Marist at 9.
I got the personal attention I needed. I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
It's knowing that you always compete against the best while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow, all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Back here at the Mass Mutual Center, Marist has opened up a 9-point lead over Ryder, 50-41. At halftime, it was only a 1-point Marist lead. As once again, the Foxes leading by 9, and we send over to Mitch Bonagura.
Brian, your offense is much better this half. What's the key?
I think we're moving the basketball a little bit better, setting some better screens, and we're making shots. We missed a lot of layups in the first half. And, credit Ryder. They played some great D.
Yeah, the one thing I heard you say in the huddle is you want to drive more. Coffee is really driving the ball. It's been effective.
It has. And she's good at it. And sometimes we got to pitch it out. They're kind of packing the middle and taking away, and that's why we've hit a couple threes so far.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you, gentlemen. MAAC fans, the 2014 MAAC Women's Lacrosse Championship heads to Canisius College from May 2nd through the 4th. Purchase your tickets today on maac.ticketleap.com. Ryder finds themselves down by 9 against the number 2 seed and the MAAC 8-time MAAC champion, 8 times in the last 8 years. As Marist playing in their 11th consecutive MAAC semifinal. They've been to 10 straight MAAC finals, hoping to make it 11 here.
Yeah, they've certainly been here before, and that may be a key down the stretch where they've got a lot of seasoned players and just a seasoned program.
Coach Georges likes the way they're stroking the ball here in the second half. 7 of 10 from the field, 4 of 5 on threes. Here's Duggan setting up from the corner. And O'Connor with a double-double in this ball game. 16 points and 11 rebounds.
On 6 of 8 shooting. I mean, that's a great stat line. She's shooting so well this year.
Giroux's in traffic.
And Giroux's hasn't been able to get that inside presence today that she normally gets. But when she gets on the board, she's tough to move.
And the story on Giroux's is she went to Vanderbilt originally, didn't get hardly any minutes as a freshman, and said, I need to transfer. Marist had originally tried to recruit her when she played at Lakeland High School. She came back, sits out a year, and then in her first game in the first season that she's going to play for Marist, she breaks her wrist against Vermont.
She has not played a lot of basketball in the last 4 years with all of the injuries, so she's been trying to find her way through. Only played 15 minutes at Vanderbilt as a freshman.
Yep. And then after that, it gets worse. She then hurts her Achilles tendon this summer and misses the first third of the season, rehabbing on that injury as well. 10-point lead, 51-41. Ryder Bronx trying to hang with the second-seeded Foxes.
Well, look what the women doing. Putting the team back together. And we need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man. Oh, baby.
The right education can inspire you to do anything. Challenge yourself. Prepare for success. This is your moment to create, explore, discover, matter to each other and to the world. Be inspired to do anything at Monmouth University, where leaders look forward.
And now my journey across the country's brought me to the lovely city of Boston. Cheers. And seeing as it's such a historic city, I'm sure they'll appreciate that Geico's been saving people money for over 75 years. Oh dear, I've dropped my tea into the Boston Harbour. I guess this party's over.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, look what the women doing. Putting the team back together. And we need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man. Oh, baby.
11 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the second half. Marist with a lead of 10, 51-41. We're on the men's side of the bracket. We'll have more action from here at the Mass Mutual Center. Coming up, as you go all the way to the right, Iona will square off against Canisius. And we'll have that game for you on ESPN 3 at 4:30. And then in the nightcap, it's Manhattan and Quinnipiac at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN 3. Iona and Canisius split the season series. And Manhattan, the 2 seed, going up against the 3 seed Quinnipiac, was swept by the Bobcats 2-0. So Quinnipiac's got a chance here as a school to make a statement. They've got a women's team in the final and a chance to try and get the men's team towards that goal.
That would be exciting for the school. And you got to remember, too, Quinnipiac, the women, I mean, they've been there. I mean, they were the NEC champs last year, so Trisha Fabry is used to being in this place in the season.
Knocking off Iona earlier today, 79-68. The no play. That's that second one. Dangerous time here for Ryder with under 12 left in the ball game. And Marist starting to heat up from the field.
They need some stops here, and they've got to chip back into it. It's still a close game. A lot of time left.
And only 2 points from their lead player, Mynisha McKenzie.
I actually feel like they were playing a little better when she wasn't in there, because I think she has been trying to do a little too much today.
Last touch by a Bronx, according to official Albert Titus. Shot clock has 3 seconds. O'Connor tried to catch and shoot. Good deflection. Here come the Bronx. Bronx last year went 15-15, took an early exit out of the playoffs after a 10-8 campaign. This year a 9-11, finishing after 20. As I mentioned earlier, kind of a down spot for them the last 3 games of the year. They went up to Western New York and dropped a couple after losing the regular senior final on that Thursday before, when they got drilled by 28 points. Lynn Milligan's done a great job. I saw Lynn out in the tunnel area at halftime, and she was speaking to her assistant coaches for the first 10 minutes of halftime.
She's certainly game planning at the half, trying to figure out how to get Mynisha McKenzie some touches, and obviously hasn't gotten any this half.
Banks wasn't expecting the pass. And on the run out, They get Ockett into the rim and a foul.
Marist can be dangerous off of turnovers, and when they get it up in transition, they're really, really good passers.
Quiet game for Ockett. Hasn't made a shot from the field. A couple free throws to go her way. You mentioned it's all the intangibles that she adds to this team.
She always guards the best perimeter player. Sometimes she has to cover people that are a little bit bigger than her, and she does a good job on those types of players. So she does a ton of things out there. And really, it's about Marist's defense. That's what creates their offensive opportunities, is when they're playing solidly on that end.
They're the perennial MAAC champ, but also one of the top defensive teams in the country every year when you look in the top 10 in scoring defense. Banks was interfered with. Number 2 on Coffee. And it's a throw-in situation here for the Rider Bronx. Never been in this position before, never getting to the semifinals. Had won only 3 tournament games before this weekend, and they've reeled off a couple wins here to get into the semis.
Well, Lynn Milligan's done so well this year, Dean, is she runs more sets. She knows what to do with her personnel, and I think that's been a key for them, is in the past, they didn't run as many sets, and this year, after graduating Caitlin Bopp from last year in the post, their size is young in the post. Nice penetration here by Mason, and Stephanie Mason has been so assertive. Not your typical freshman.
That's a key foul for Marist Doolin. That's her 4th. She's taken out of the lineup. Riders missed a couple opportunities at the free throw line here in the second half. You talk about Lynn Milligan. Obviously, she played there. She was a graduate assistant at Rider, former assistant at St. Joe's, and also at Drexel. That's a twin sister who played basketball at Loyola. Eileen, born in Voorhees, New Jersey. Blaze. She took the baseline route.
Lays off the bounce. That's, like we said earlier, Dean, where she's improved her game.
You mentioned about her size, 6'1", but obviously moving swiftly off the dribble.
She's very smooth and finesse.
The 11-1 run by the Foxes. They build now a 13-point lead.
And this is danger zone for Rider. You can't allow Marist, like I said, to get on these runs and not answer.
Ockett in her 3rd foul. And the make there by Mason. Mason so far in the ball game, 3 of 4 from the line. And a nice shooter's touch. And she'll be around 3 more years.
That's good for Coach Milligan. She's a gamer.
14 in the upset win against Fairfield the other night. Knocked away by Duggan. Duggan's garnered a lot of minutes in this one. Normally averages 18 minutes a game. She's going to be well beyond that when you look at the post-game stats.
Well, she's played well. Coach Milligan has gone with the hot hand this year. And she's been hot.
Yeah. Set play, the finish by O'Connor with 18.
No home defense. Rider has lost that help side defense, and Marist has taken full advantage of it.
Lead back to 13 for the Foxes. Here's Mason in traffic.
This is Marist on the ball screen. It's a simple on the ball screen pick and roll action right there.
While we were in replay there, Mason picking up the offensive foul too.
Yeah, nobody on the opposite side. You've got to recognize that, and when you scout Marist, you know that's what they go to at the end of a shot clock. Got to rotate.
Marist will take a short timeout right here with 9:04 left. And a lead of 13. You know, Ryder's really accounted well for himself after getting drilled by Marist the last week of the regular season by 28 points. Played a good game up in Poughkeepsie against the Foxes, lost by 10. They were in that game until the final minute. And to do it without their lead person having a game, Manisha McKenzie saddled with a couple early fouls, missing her 3 shots in the first half and not playing a lot of minutes.
And that's a really nice feat considering she did not play a lot. And tonight is another night where she's being stymied by Marist.
The 2014 MAAC Softball Championships head to Fairfield University May 8th through the 10th. Purchase your tickets today on MAAC.ticketlead.com. Softball's right around the corner. Hopefully it warms up. Daylight savings time kicking in last night.
Longer days.
Yep.
I'm all for it.
Short day yesterday because we lose an hour's sleep, but
daylight.
Got daylight and maybe some warmth. O'Connor couldn't spin. Gave it off to Ockenden. Picked up by Blaze. Shot clock will be at 10. Here's Blaze trying to beat the shot clock. Blaze on a swat out. Lynn Milligan talking with the official. She's had to use her bench quite often today. Marita Gilcrease will come back in. Known for her shot blocking ability. Number 2 in the MAAC this year in the regular season. She rejected 50 shots. What they need right now is some offense. And it's willed in that time by Manisha McKenzie.
She hasn't gotten too many open looks like that tonight or today. And when she gets in the lane, though, she's tough. One-on-one and nice isolation.
And that's her first made field goal of the game. O'Connor. 4th triple in the ball game. Deadly.
This has been the problem these last several minutes for Ryder. They're trading hoops and they're not playing defense. And they're allowing O'Connor to go off on them today.
O'Connor's like a point forward for Mary. She'll bring the ball up against pressure. They'll pull her out to get the big men off of her. Create some space inside. She'll also shoot the 3-way.
Yeah, the most versatile player in the MAAC conference, I would have to say, is her.
Manisha McKenzie just picked up another foul. O'Connor takes the charge. She does it defensively and obviously offensively.
The 2014 MAAC Basketball Championship is brought to you by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. And by Anaconda Sports. Home of the Rock is proud to sponsor the MAAC.
And welcome back to Springfield. Marist has pushed it out to a lead of 14 with a strong second half here, outscoring the Ryder Broncs 31-18. And it has been a long day for Mynisha McKenzie. Her line like this: 1 of 6 from the field, 2 free throws, 4 points, 3 boards. She hasn't rebounded the ball here in the second half.
And that's something you can do if you're not making shots, is rebound. So that's uncharacteristic of her to see that number. No rebounds this half, but that's a testament to Coach Georges and what he does. Is when he game plans against you, he wants other players to beat you, not that star player. So he makes it as tough as he can.
There's Coffee. And saved there by Pillay. McKenzie came into this tournament averaging 26.5 points and 13.5 rebounds in the first 2 games. Hard pass to handle from Banks.
And it's taken the team defense to really stop McKenzie. The problem is she's their lone major scorer, so it's too easy to stop Ryder because McKenzie is the one player that consistently day in and day out is scoring in double figures. They don't have other players that do that. Duggan stepped up today and Mason as well, but that hasn't been the case most of the year.
Here's Blaze firing. Well, she made 47% of those during the regular season. And the Foxes have pushed it out to a 17-point lead. Here's Banks. Easy rebound for Blaze. Foxes looking to advance to their 11th straight MAAC title game. They've won the last 8 in a row.
This is where that mental toughness comes in. You get down to the wire here at the end of the game, and you see the seasoned Foxes confident, and Ryder kind of going into a hole.
Now McKenzie struggled in the first half because of the personal foul situation, but the freshmen picked him up. And Duggan and Mason has just re-entered the ball game.
Oh, sure, they showed some potential for sure for their future with their youth. They're a young team.
And they've got so many people on the shelf with injuries. Emily Fazzini, a starting guard for them. Taylor Wenzel, a starting guard for them. Mikhail Johnson, their second leading scorer, went down with a late season knee injury. And Alicia Hall. And they've done all this with basically 4 people out of the lineup. What a day for Sydney Coffey with 18 points to back up the 21 by O'Connor.
When she plays well, this team is just incredible and so hard to stop. We've seen it all year. Coffey's been a little inconsistent, but when she's playing good, oof.
You know, you bring up a valid point because it's kind of been an off day for Doolin and Ockenden shooting the rock, but O'Connor and then you get Coffey in there, and normally they're very balanced in their scoring.
They are, but today, Coffey has really turned it on, and she's had some big ones. I saw that Oklahoma game, and that's a big-time school, top 25 at the time, and she took it to them and really played well. But her only bugaboo this year has been the consistency factor. And when she plays well, this team looks like $1 million.
Well, the decade of dominance, 11 consecutive regular season titles. They were technically co-champs this year with Iona. Winners of 9 of the last 10 MAAC championship. 9 NCAA appearances, 8 straight. Looking for the 25th straight MAAC tournament win here today. And an unbelievable regular season conference record.
And it was impressive, too, is basically Coach George has done it on playing 5 guards this year. Yeah. He's done it in the past, but he has done it with a group of guards, not a true post player, except Jaros, who's come back late.
Yeah, he missed the first third of the year. O'Connor looking to protect the rock. Blaze off the bounce. Mason was holding up on her. That'll be the 9th foul here on Ryder in the half. 3rd one on the freshman, Mason. Maddie Blaze, normally very good at the free throw line. 82% accuracy of the year. What a game she had against Siena in their first appearance in the tournament. And Blaze will get another one. She had a perfect line. 16 points, 4 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 on 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. So technically, she hasn't missed a free throw in the tournament.
Maddie Blaze is such a pretty shot. I mean, you can't teach that stroke. It's just, I've heard it's a part of the brain. It's like writing when you write really nice. She's got that smooth stroke.
Were you a good free throw shooter?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was pretty good, yeah. You got to take that perimeter shot and bring it to the line. But free throw shooting is a lot more about mental toughness. And you just have to really work on that.
It's something you can practice on your own all the time.
That's right. And you've also got to be put in situations where you're tested. You've got to want the ball at the end of the game, take it to the basket to get there.
You got to be in a late game situation, games on the line, on the road. Feel the pressure. This lady has done well at the free throw line throughout her career. I give Emma O'Connor so much credit. She willed herself into becoming a better player. Limited minutes her first couple of years because the rotation was tough to break into. And here today, 22 points.
And she worked so hard over the summer, and you and I were talking about it out of the break, and how she's always on that gun shooting. She's getting a standing ovation right now. She deserves it.
As Emma O'Connor will leave with a great afternoon so far. 23 points in total, 8 attempts from the field, 4 triples, 3 of 4 at the line, 12 boards, and a double-double.
Not a bad stat line.
Nope. Mason, Rose was trying to reach in and dislodge the ball. So the Foxes looking to improve to 26-6 in the season, which is just kind of apropos for Brian George's team. They went 26-7 last year, made it to the NCAA tournament by winning yet another MAAC championship, just drilling Iona in the MAAC final. Then they took on a tough Michigan State team. Really gave them a game. The Spartans eventually lost that game.
Marist lost to Kentucky as well earlier, and I think they could have beaten them in that game, but you got to remember too, Marist had a lot of injuries early on. We talked about it already, but Casey Doolin and Tori Jaros, it wasn't quite the same Marist team that you see now.
How about Marist opening at home against Kentucky in the season opener? And a sold-out McCann Arena.
Almost beat him. Should have.
With no Doolin or Jaros.
Shows a lot, though, there. As teams continue to schedule up, Dean, that's when you get the at-large bids and things like that happen. And you, as a coach, can't be afraid to schedule those tough teams. But when it's about wins and losses and your job, some coaches don't do it.
Yeah, they go the safe route.
Yeah. But Coach Georges over the years has done that, and he's come out on top on the other end.
He's worked his magic with the scheduling, too, to get Kentucky to come into your building, to get Oklahoma to come into your building.
Funny, yeah.
Two times.
And now I look at that Oklahoma game and Sherry Cole, and I wonder, well, either I respect her a lot if she comes back, or you think she's maybe dumb to come back after coming in. But that's what's hard about mid-majors, bringing the big schools in, because they're afraid that they're going to lose on your home floor.
Well, Sherry Cole has so much positive feelings about Georgia. She had him as assistant coach in the World University Games this past summer over in Russia.
So many good things to say about each other, really. They both respect each other greatly. Two very different types of coaches, but they worked well together in the games.
She likes his defensive mind. And again, Marist always ranked usually in the top of the MAAC in defensive points allowed. This year in the regular season, only gave up 58.9. Brian Georges now there, 12 years, basically assigned a contract for life, is what the athletic director, Tim Murray, says. And they want to keep him around for a few more years. 302 career wins, 86 losses. So we're under 4 left in this one. Bears holding a 17-point lead. Looking to move into the final round against Quinnipiac on Monday at 2 o'clock on ESPNU. Coffee off the bounce. Gilcrease with the board. Final 3:37 up on the board. Marist by 17, looking to finish it out. An interesting MAAC fan here from the Marist side.
Well, look what the wind blew. Putting the team back together. And we need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man, man. Oh, baby.
Deep within you is a relentless drive. You come prepared. You come willing to work. You come to win. Discover the Performance Protein Bar made just for you. Come ready. 24 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no sugar alcohols. One unbelievably awesome taste. Come ready. You don't quit, and neither should your bar. Come ready for the competitive.
NCAA March Madness is coming to Buffalo. Experience it live.
Oh, brings it home.
As 8 of the top collegiate teams compete for a shot at the NCAA Sweet 16. Don't miss the buzzer beaters. As Cinderellas crash the party at the 2014 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. March 20th and 22nd at the First Niagara Center in Buffalo. Affordable tickets now available. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets.
Well, look what the wind blew. Putting the team back together. We need you. That's music to my ear.
It's too easy out here.
Oh, man, match. Oh, baby.
3:37 left, second half. Marist holding a lead of 17 over the 6-seeded Ryder Box, 69-52. A lot more basketball playing from here at the Mass Mutual Center. Coming up at 4:30 Eastern Time, Billy Barron, the MAAC Player of the Year, going against a great outside shooter in Iona, Sean Armand. And then coming up at 7 o'clock, Manhattan taking on Quinnipiac. That's the 2-3 game. Manhattan, the 2 seed, got swept this year by Quinnipiac. Ike Azotam, one of the top rebounders in the nation. George Beeman, a first-team all-conference player for Manhattan. Please stay with us for those games because that will be up and down action.
It'll be an interesting matchup. A lot of fun.
Minot Poulet.
I love how the MAAC has the men's and women's tournament all at the same time. I think it's great. You don't see that everywhere.
No, you don't.
You really don't. And you get everybody here. It feels like you're in the hotels and you got both teams. You've got fans all over the place. You can send busloads out for the men and women. It's great.
It really is. It moves to Albany next year, where it's been in several different times. They do a great job, as well as what Springfield has done over the last 3 years. Kat Fogarty's in for the Foxes. She wears number 35, a freshman. Maddie Blaze misses. And the pick off the glass here by Mynisha McKenzie. Foxes come away with it. They'll take it under 3 left here in the second half. Under Brian Georges, their tournament record 28-2. They've won 24 straight games.
Sometimes Blaze catches it in hops, and I'm surprised she doesn't get called for that because one year, I remember when I was playing, it was something, one of the guards I played with, Nikki Flores, was called a lot on that later on in her career, and it wasn't earlier. It was like something kind of like an emphasis of some sort that year, and I don't see them calling it anymore.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. Nikki Flores is now an assistant coach at American under Megan Jebbia, who was the longtime assistant under Brian Georges, who's done a great job at American University, along with Emily Stallings also.
Yeah, that's a Marist connection over at American.
Duggan rolls it up. New career high for Julia Duggan, and a double-double in this one.
Very impressed with her today. She has been so tough at taking the reins on.
Misfire right there. Ball back to the Foxes. Alicia Hall has checked in for Ryder, wearing number 3. MAAC fans, the 2015 MAAC Basketball Championships moving to the Times Union Center in Albany, New York from March 5th through the 9th. Log on to MAACsports.com for more information. That will come like in a snap of the fingers, won't it?
Well, it seems like the years fly, don't they? It's already March.
They all blend in. Under 2 left. Doolin, Fogarty. Out there with Gomez, Martinez, Blaze. And also Brianna Holmes. First time on the court for her. Wears number 1 for the Foxes.
And that's a shot that Gomez Martinez has to clean up a bit. Her technique.
We just got a glimpse of how good Mackenzie's been this year. The catch and an awkward baseline shot, and she makes it right there.
Well, she's so athletic. She was just stopped today. She gets a lot of attention. Marist game plans for her as well as every other team in the conference. They game plan. Remember, they've seen you play time after time at this point in the year, and that's why playing conference games is so tough, because you start the year with non-conference games. Teams you're playing don't know you as well. They don't know your tendencies, but at this point, everybody knows your tendencies.
Brittany Lai, first time on the court for her. She replaced Doolin. Whacked out of bounds there by Duggan.
A lot of times, too, in these games, coaches will whip out some tools in their shed that they haven't used all year. And you'll see some plays you haven't seen.
So the foul was charged to Duggan, and Kat Fogarty will be shooting. She was a pleasant surprise this year as a freshman. Peterborough, New Hampshire. So Georges goes to New Hampshire and finds a couple players in both Blaze and Fogarty. And Blaze is taken out now. Replaced by Eileen Van Horn, a sophomore from Wisconsin. Mynisha McKenzie just taken out, and the big bear hug for her head coach, Lynn Milligan. They have so much trust in each other over the years, and she was the go-to player her entire career.
Coach Milligan is so proud of Mynisha McKenzie, and she speaks so highly of her. Really, McKenzie had to operate with a lot of youth this year, and she's taken them under her wing and worked well with them and gotten them experience.
So under 40 seconds left. Foxes want to dribble out as much of the clock as possible. That they will win their 26th game of the year. Minot Poulet finishing it out. Also on for Ryder is Janine Lotzenheiser, wearing number 50. And they stop the clock at 8 seconds, and the Foxes are looking to move into the MAAC final. Mynisha McKenzie, the way she'll finish up her career, second all-time leading scorer, number 1 in rebounds, and number 1 in games played. Just didn't have enough today as the Foxes win by 11 and will advance to the MAAC final for the 11th consecutive year. Marist 70 and Ryder 59. Tight game at halftime. Marist was only up by a digit. Early second half run got him some distance, and they win going away. Brian Georges with the big bear hug there for Mynisha McKenzie. Updated bracket, championship game Monday, 2 o'clock Eastern time on ESPNU. My partner Julianne Vianney and Doug Sherman will have the call. Number 4 Quinnipiac going up against number 2 Marist, who will look for their 9th consecutive MAAC postseason title. Great win for the Foxes. They never trailed in this one tie in the ball game. They got challenged by Ryder, especially from a couple freshmen, but then showed how good they are in the second half.
Yeah, Ryder definitely hung in there, but Marist on top with their seasoned ability and certainly experience.
Marist band's happy they get to stick around another day.
That's right.
All right, let's send it out now to Mitch Bonaguro with the winning coach, Brian Georges.
Yeah, ready to roll. Brian, great second half. Your kids offensively really played well.
Thank you. We shot the basketball well. We had much better movement. We had open looks and we made them.
Yeah, on the defensive end, McKenzie kind of never got going. She had the fouls, but you did a nice job helping on her and made her give the ball up.
Well, and a credit to Ryder. We made her give the ball up, but the other people made plays for them. I thought Ryder played extremely well. The best game of the 3 they played this year against us. And they have a lot to look forward to, but I thought, Sydney did a great job and everybody else helped out.
Brian, well, it's amazing. Your kids elevate at this time of the year. I guess, that comes from winning in the tournament. Is it something that the kids just, do you have to say anything special to them, or is it just something that they understand?
Well, it really comes down to the seniors. The seniors carry the torch from the previous senior class, and they don't want to lose. We've been fortunate to win 8 in a row, and they don't want to be the class that doesn't. So, it's amazing all the little things that they've done to really, pump these kids up. And obviously they came out and showed it today.
Brian, congratulations. Good luck tomorrow in the final.
Okay, thank you, Mitch.
Emma, a great game, double-double. But what I thought, you got back to playing Marist basketball in the second half. But Coach Georgia said you moved the ball well. Definitely.
I mean, Georgia's in halftime, we got honest about we weren't moving on offense and stuff like that, so we really had to focus on that. And in the second half, we came out and got some pretty good looks on the cuts and stuff like that.
The thing, I just asked Coach, you elevate your play in the tournament every year. Is that something that just is understood as a Marist player, that you're going to play your best at the end of the year?
Well, I heard Georgia's talking, and he said that they kind of pass it from senior to senior, pass the torch. And I mean, he's right. We don't want to be the class to lose it 8 in a row. So I mean, it's very important. We kind of take pride in that. So we just play as hard as we can.
Good luck tomorrow in the final.
Thank you very much.
Send it back to Dean.
Thanks, Mitch. And our Pepsi Max player of the game is Emma O'Connor. What a game she had. 23 points and 7 rebounds.
She played unbelievable. She was all over the floor, and she said it. She's a senior. I mean, they're coming up. They want to win this game, and she led them in that victory and played like she's been playing all year long, Dean.
So we're down to the final two. Marist and Quinnipiac coming up Monday on ESPNU. We thank you for joining us from here at the Mass Mutual Center. Our final score, Marist 70 and Rider 59. Join us later on for the men's semifinals here on ESPN3. Coverage begins at 4:30 p.m. featuring the top-seeded Iona Gales and the 4th-seeded Golden Grissa Canisius. For Julianne Viani and Mitch Bonaguro and our entire crew, I'm Dean Darling saying so long from Springfield, Massachusetts. The preceding has been a presentation of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.